All right, so what's going on? So it's Saturday. I got some time off. I need to go through all this stuff because I've got to get cards either sorted, listed, figure out how I'm going to send it off to grading, because this is the problem I have right now. All right, so I mean, I say pretty organized, but I do have way too much stuff, right? It always is what it is. Good thing we're still redoing some of our house, and we're not going to finish this side right now. We got some other things we got to do, but anyway. So I've got the stuff going here, which is not the biggest problem. All these are empty and will be ready to be filled. Some of these are still stuff that I got to go through, older stuff that I've had, my personal stuff right here that I need to kind of go through, right? Stuff like that. But the main problem is not really just in here, but it's these. Okay, so I'm not really going to say it's too much of a problem, right? But I do have these cards, they're all ready to go through, but again, they have to be sorted, have to get looked at. But again, just like everybody else, when you love and you're a collector as much as anything else, it's like these cards, all these right here have to be looked at, meaning I either purchased them on eBay, got them at a show. And the reason why I have to look at them, for an example, is stuff like this, right? So I looked through these, they were also in those boxes, but when I looked at them, I didn't think they were going to gem. I found imperfections in them that I was not willing to risk sending off to be graded for it to come back like a 9, right? Or something crazy like that, or an 8 or a 7, right? So I wasn't going to spend the money to get them graded for them to come back. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put them over here. I'm going to go through, I'm going to get them all uploaded, and then I'm going to scan them and put them into Card Dealer Pro, which then, sends it to eBay, and it also sends it to collect. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Hopefully I'll make a dent with this, but let's see how many I can get done.
Trying at the same shit, kinda tired trying to give a fuck. Saving grace has never hit the same end. I've been running out of luck.
Okay, so I think I made a pretty decent dent on the cards that I had sitting over here that I need to go through, make sure if we're gonna move them into the grading pile or clean them up and then relist them. But this is what, out of probably a box and a half of cards, this is what that I thought was good enough to send off to get graded. All right, so these are the ones, again, after looking through them and cleaning them up, looking at them under magnifier, looking at them underneath the scope right here to see if there's any issues with the corners or anything on the edges coming off, right? These are the only ones that were good. Now there are a couple in here that I'm going to send them off, and they're not 10s, but they're going to be in my PC, right? So again, some of these are like, I want to say, if I divide it up, I think these are the only ones that I'm going to send to PSA. I'm going to put in a PSA box, right? That's it. As you can tell, Kobe rookie. Yep, Acuna's rookie. I did not get to look at the Judge's other rookie that I have in here, but I do have this one, 2018, rookie, right? And the rest of these are going to go to Beckett. Reason why I think they're going to go to Beckett is the simple fact that I think the price to send these off is not worth it. I think they're still good cards, and I think, they're numbered. Again, you got Johnny Manziel, rookie, and Mike Evans, again, dual rookie. It sucks that he's not in the league. May bring his price down, but whatever. I think great ball players. And again, they're not super expensive Otanis, but I'm going to send them off to Beckett. I may look at them again one more time before I make that decision. I'll look at the comps, but these are the ones. These are all majority going to go to Beckett. Right, so it's a mixed bag. Again, I was going through a lot of stuff. So here's one. Again, this is Junior Seau. This is going to be the PC. It does have a bad corner on there. That's perfectly fine. I'll probably give it a little TLC to get that flattened, but this is going to go on my PC. Not too worried about the overall grade. Again, this is going to go into my PC. This might be, I'll either send it to PSA or I'm going to send it to Beckett, but right now it's just going to go in the Beckett box. And then these. So overall, I think, I don't know, I looked at 100 some odd, maybe close to 200 cards, 100, at least over 100 cards, right? So over 100 cards I looked at. These are the only ones that, again, I am not a professional, so take what I say with a grain of salt, right? But I'm trying to mitigate, trying to use as many tools like this or the big light like you can see right here with the magnifier, right? Anything to where I can see something to make sure I am hedging my bet for the grade, right? That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna try to do. Again, I may be doing it completely wrong, who knows, but you know, we'll see when these start coming back with all the other submissions, right? Submitted before, did not take as thorough care by looking through the card, so grades are not that great. So I'm hoping to make improvements on these next couple batches that come in, because I literally started looking at it in this intense way, right? Very trying to make sure that we're gonna have some. Again, here's a couple cards, nothing fancy other than Paul Skeens as rookie cards, right? Debut card, another rookie card. I thought this was cool, right? You know, something like this may stay in my PC, but again, went through, found a lot that were not going to make the grade for me, and then they got put back in the pile to go ahead and be cleaned up and relisted. They'll be posted on eBay and collect. So, all right, appreciate it. See you guys next time.